Yet. We got 5 or so minutes to go. So let's take advantage, actually 3 minutes, to talk about stuff. Well, we know we definitely got a green square. We have determined with 100% certainty last night that the sabotage is what it is. Sabotage. Okay? So somebody else was doing the harm to the network. Need I say, I'm not too surprised. When you get to be at the top of the hill, somebody's always going to try to tear you down, no matter what you do. If that sounds kind of defeatist, I'm sorry, but that's just the nature of how it is. When you get to be a certain level, everybody always wants to kick you off the king of the hill. It's pretty scary to think about. So, anyways, yes, we are live. And we are not yet live. We're going to go live in about... okay, we can see my screen to see where I'm going to go live. I certainly can get ready to go. Okay. Done. Okay. Okay. Less than 20 seconds. So at this point, we're still green. We don't have any problems. Let's see if our sound is working. Our sound should be working, because I did check that before I got started. Yes, sound is fine. Absolutely. Alright, get ready to go live. Get ready to go live. And more than likely, if we see the disco square of death, then we know why. Because right now it's solid green. There's no problem. Okay, hit it, Chewy. Got it. Alright, we are live. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It's MicheleMarieDalene, of course. It is, we still don't have the disco square of death. Yay! Of course, I didn't announce the stream out to anyone yet. So let's announce the stream out and get this on the air officially. Officially, yes, indeed. Get this out there on Twitch first. Twitter first. It's already on Twitch. Okay. And then we'll go to the next one, which is Facebook. Send out the link to Facebook. Okay, that's done. Now, we will send the links to the 2 sites of my site and the other one. Paste. We still get green square. Excellent. Three. 1. Okay. I'll send this out to Kermit and friends too. Because why not? So the point is that we have demonstrated last night that this is not, these outages are not natural, but rather man-made occurrences. Alright, so now let's go over here. Okay, I can turn the clock off the screen now. I'm done with it. The clock is just to prove that I'm actually was doing things in the background. Hold on a minute here. I'll just turn this off here. There we go. And so good morning, Connor. How are you doing today? I'm just getting myself organized. No, gotta make sure I'm on the right screen. I'm not used to this 2-monitor thing. So copy that link, paste that link, punch the enter key, share that link out as pinned. Okay. Gmeet. So copy that one. Fantastic. All right. Put the cans on. Let's see what the hair looks like. Doesn't look too bad. And so I haven't had a chance to look at the morning news yet. But from what I've seen last night, Hurricane Ian has done a terrific number in the state of Florida. Some people obviously didn't fare well because of the hurricane. Millions wake up to devastation as Biden declares major disaster in wake of monster storm. Oh yeah. Ian downgraded to a tropical storm as it moves north after slamming Florida as a Category 4 hurricane. Florida Power and Light CEO says power restored to 500,000 restaurants after hurricane Ian slammed state. Air Force pilot describes the terrifying flight into the hurricane's eye. It was out of control big time. Subway bridge collapse cuts off vehicles. Access appease rescues in hard-hit community. VP Harris makes unfortunate gaffe during DMZ speech. Biden's blunders White House took cleanup duty again after President's latest misstep. Sour dinner singers meal with Oprah got awkward over religion discussion. Missed opportunity. House GOP says McConnell lost leverage over Biden by backing government funding bill. Yeah. You support anything the Democrats want, and yeah, as a Republican, you kind of hold yourself into the fire. Supreme Court hold formal investure ceremony for Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson with Biden and Harris. Clear violation of Title IX. ADF to argue state's trans athlete policy harms girls' sports. Celebs react to Coolio's shocking death. I don't know anything about the guy personally. I don't know anything about him. Please note, it doesn't mean I don't care. I just don't know anything about Coolio. I don't know anything about what he does. I didn't even know anything about that Firefighters get some urgent rescue drivers trapped in flooded roads during Hurricane Ian. Brent Favre's Foundation under microscope as ex-quarterback caught up in welfare scandal. Sex offender with 9 prior arrests accused of beating, raping an 81-year-old neighbor in despicable attack. Recession cemented by latest GDP numbers. Putin to annex 4 Ukrainian regions after sham vote. Rescuers blunt message to those stranded on roofs pleading for help. Simple, we can't help you. So I think it's a very interesting situation overall. The Florida is it's gonna cost hundreds of millions, if not possibly billions of dollars to rebuild. To understand this, you have to look at the way Florida has become built up over the decades. It is seen as, in some ways, one of the nicest, warmest states to be in, and unfortunately, those hurricanes are not a nice part of it. They are an annoyance, but oh well. Seriously, what can you do? What can you do? You got hurricanes, got tornadoes, you had lightning. All that at the same time last night. During Ian's groundfall, people suffered. Tornadoes came down as well. I think tornadoes are a lot more scary than a hurricane, because a hurricane you can kind of plan ahead. Tornadoes just show up whenever they want and definitely ruin the party in the process. Yeah. They just totally ruin the party, and then you can't plan for it. You can't prepare for it. It's just that simple. Sucks. I'm almost done. I'm just sending out all the invites to a few individuals that are not on the mass media platform or don't have the notification bells on. Just yeah. I'll send one out to my niece as well, so she knows I'm okay. And I'll send one out to Sherry Heaton, who okay, there we go. Hoping to have some good people on the show today. Now, for us, the weather is not at all like Hurricane Ian at this point. Thank goodness. It's going to be. Let's see, where's the weather in this phone? Every now and then, the phone gets changing up the layouts on the thing. Alright, great. Now, currently it's 14 degrees Celsius. It is cloudy. Expected high today is 17 degrees. It will be sunny. It does look sunny, because it's not even cloudy at all. Even partly cloudy. Friday will be cloudy, with a high of 17 degrees. Saturday shows 60% chance of rain, a high of 12. I was supposed to go to the Lebanon Fair with Stan, but I don't know when. The Lebanon Renaissance Fair is until the 16th. Sunday shows a high of 13, cloudy. Monday shows a high of 14 and mostly cloudy. Tuesday shows a high, mostly cloudy, high of 16. Wednesday says mostly cloudy with a high of 18. Thursday says mostly cloudy with a high of 17. I don't see anything particularly unexpected for this time of year. Just see a lot of junk mail. Keto diet. Confirmation receipt. We find gadgets. Confirmation receipt. What the hell is this? Just interesting situation right there. Panel is open. Phone numbers are I don't want to deal with phones, but I do want to have people on the panels this morning. If anybody wants to come on up, it's just ready to deal with that. And so let me just check the headphone test again here. Good. That's just that. So we had a shorter show last night, and it was a pretty good show. Just a little talking about some of the things that I did yesterday. I think Virgo Goddess got it right about Patty, though. I think she's got it right. I think she's right. I think from living with Patty for those 3 months, in December of 2019, January of 2020, and February 2020, is that she is catfishing. I agree with Virgo Goddess that she is catfishing. Which is kind of scary to think about. Because what she's doing is she's so concerned about money and power that what could have been something very positive became me feel like she was being the jailer. I mean, granted, she's an older lady, but she's got sex appeal. And unfortunately, she has issues that I didn't forget. And maybe I kind of wanted to forget them. But, the thing is that, even before I saw the tarot reading from Virgo the Goddess, I was having second thoughts too, because Patty was saying this, oh, let's go get a house. And I'm like, oh, this time I'll put you on the mortgage. And it's like, yeah. Well, in one sense, I'll protect your ass. Oh, yeah, well, she can't throw you out in the street. Because your name would be on the mortgage too. But it doesn't mean you're exactly scot-free, because let's say she doesn't pay her share of the mortgage. All of a sudden, the mortgage company's going to go to you and say, well, it's a joint effort, so you got to pay the mortgage. It still legally protects you, but it doesn't, necessarily totally protect you, because you still got to deal with that. I got my coffee cup sitting in my coffee here. Oh. Hope you have a great day. Thank you. Anyway, how are you doing anyway? Well, I didn't actually get a chance to say hi to you, Connor. I'm sorry I said hello, but is there anything you want to ask? Because I might as well ask. Because I can talk all day long, but it doesn't help with me. It doesn't help my viewers that may want to know more about me. Let's have that conversation. Let's talk. Because I can sit there, I can talk a mile a minute, but it isn't going to help if you, the audience. Okay, somebody wants to come on panel. Oh, it's Scottish Dave. Okay, let's come on. How you doing, Scottish Dave?
Hello there, Rosie. I mean Michelle. Sorry, how you doing?
Okay, I'm doing fine.
I think you need to stop worrying about the people in Florida. I think people in Florida will do okay. I know it's not very nice,
I
but
know
people in
it's
Florida are
it's it's
doing well.
definitely a lot of devastation. Like I said, it's like Florida was hit with an angle grinder.
Yeah, well, I know it's hard because there's a lot of people have been really badly hit, and it's terrible. But I think the people in Florida will get by. I think it's always been that when things happen, it takes a long time for things to really kind of get back to normal and people getting back on their feet. But they'll get there because people in Florida have got a lot of resilience. And
Well, I'm surprised that first of all that this do nothing president signed the declaration, this disaster declaration. I'm actually surprised that Biden did that.
well, I don't know what that entails. I don't know enough about it. But I think that Joe Biden has signed the national declaration of what is that? A declaration of national disaster or something. I don't know.
I think it's gonna cost. Hundreds of millions, maybe even billions, to rebuild Florida because there's a lot of in a lot of mobile homes down there.
Yeah, but I
Millions
think
will
a lot.
be millions are more than likely are going to be displaced because their mobile homes have probably been washed away.
Yeah, well, the thing is, and I know when money gets put into these kind of economies, it's normally always for business and for public ownership. It's never somebody who's lost their home or their caravan or whatever. It's the ordinary people don't get from it, and that's the thing. That's why I always say to people, you always have to be prepared, have really good insurance, make sure things are paid off, and it's hard. I know it's difficult. But just don't. If you rely on the government,
Yeah.
you're up the creek. If you start relying on the government, Michelle, it's a bad thing to be.
Oh, I'm sure that most of the mobile homeowners got insurance. But I mean, depending on what the insurance policy says, it may, or may not cover flooding. It depends on the insurance policy. You know, um, there's something called National Flood Insurance, which is offered by the government.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of strange that not too many private underwriters will give flood insurance.
I don't know how it works, Michelle. I mean, I know like hurricanes are like acts of God, are they not? And I don't think you can insure against acts of God.
Yeah, well, definitely natural catastrophe.
Yeah, I wasn't meaning that. Like, I wasn't having a go at people for not having any money. I'm just saying that. I mean, we're kind of alright because fortunately so far we've still got a welfare system here. But I mean, in Florida, it's hard for people because if they lose their house, I mean, everybody's only one paycheck away from homelessness. Michelle, you
Yeah.
really do. I do. I feel sorry for a lot of people who are working hard and then fucking this shit happens. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that the one problem is that Florida has kind of problem with already is that they already were full people, and there were a lot of homeless in Florida already before this, and there wasn't enough room in the shelters for them all. And so now you're going to have your regular residents and emergency shelters too. It's going to take a while for Florida to begin to rebuild. There's a lot of mobile
I
homes will
think
have to
that,
be brought to the
yeah,
scrapper and rebuild from scratch, and
I
that's
think myself, a lot of people in the affected zones, if they're renting or whatever, I think they'll just leave. I mean, a lot of these places, I think, probably are that badly damaged. I don't think you'll be able to come back. Really, I don't think.
yeah. I don't know. Like the landlords, like BlackRock, bought a lot of properties and rented them out. BlackRock is
Yeah,
a multinational, very very rich real estate organization that owns over equivalent of over half of the $10 trillion in U.S. debt. And the same thing is true with they also own $10 trillion in Chinese debt.
yeah. Well, the thing
So,
about
given the
that is
fact that they have all this
these
debt, that they actually also have the power to leverage between the two countries to get what they want.
Yeah, well, a lot of these companies and stuff like that will get all the best insurance policies, Michelle. The more money you've got, the more properties you've got, the more you can say to an insurance company, well, I'm paying you X amount of money, so I want a better deal, and they'll get the better deal.
Yeah.
Whereas the little guy who's got one house and he's maybe worth maybe 300 grand, he's got it all paid off, and then he gets an insurance policy that doesn't, and then the insurance will just fight the little guy because the little guy's easy to beat, and he
Yeah.
ends up with nothing.
Well, right now, Hurricane Ian has been downgraded to a tropical storm as it went inland. So, but once it goes back out on the water again, and I think it's going to go back into the Atlantic, I think it's going to get re-energized again, and I think that you're going to see some more damage. The good news is I haven't seen the latest projected tracks, but right now here in Connecticut the temperatures are cooling down, so that means that that's going to rob energy away from the hurricane if it comes back out as a hurricane, but it's going to basically not be as strong. Now, there may be enough strong enough high that keep it offshore, which would be good for us.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to say to that, to be fair. Anyway, Michelle, I'm going to go. I need to go and have a coffee. I need to use the toilet. So I'll be back on later, Michelle. So hopefully
Okay.
I'll see you later. Right. Bye,
Okay.
Michelle.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, BlackRock owns $10 trillion in U.S. debt and $10 trillion in Chinese debt. They have a lot of money in their coffers. Like they said, they would go out and buy properties from the land or from owners with cash, not a mortgage, cash. And if they wanted a house, they buy it for cash. I have in this suitcase $300,000 in unmarked bills. Yours to spend whatever way you want. Stan says BlackRock and other large entities have been buying foreclosed properties prior to auction here in Connecticut. I tracked 5 such auctions. 4 were bought out for 20 to 40% of the value. Right, but let's tie it into the Florida situation. BlackRock now had rented out these properties that they bought in Florida. And the first question that comes up to mind is how are you going to do with the fact that a lot of the properties are literally underwater? A lot of them were mobile homes, some of them were McMansions. How are they going to be able to absorb the repair cost or demolition cost to demolish the property and rebuild from scratch? That's the question. No company wants to take a loss. And let's be honest here, Florida is going to incur a lot of losses for companies. They're not going to be making a lot of positive gains in this. It's still very interesting, though, when you say that they could buy properties prior to mortgage. Okay, prior to auction. Well, 30%, 30 to 40% of the asking price is pretty big chunk of a savings. That's now. Well, speaking about another thing, me and Patty talked about, what's Virgo God I said don't do with Patty. She wanted to try to get a house. We talked about it, and she was saying that she wanted to get a house now because she's concerned about the economy. I told her with the Federal Reserve rate hikes going on, this would be an extremely bad time because your 30-year fixed rate mortgages are going to be really high. Squatters are occupying the foreclosed property. File bankruptcy prior to auction. Okay. But the thing is that what she really wants is she's catfishing. This is what Virgo Goddess said. Now, let me tell you something about. And also, she says like Virgo Goddess said. Here's the kicker. You know what she does, yet you're thinking about working with this individual again. That's a concern, you know? And I'm like, yeah, I already know. I already had the same doubts. But to have a total stranger do a general reading and talk about this tells me they must be sending some pretty negative vibes out in the ether, because clearly, if it was not a big deal, the spirit realm would not have made a big deal about it. But I guess the spirit realm knew that I watched Virgo the Goddess, and I listened to a lot of what she says, because she's down to earth. And I was like, yeah, you know what, though? I already had my own doubts for working with Patty anyway, so I don't know if I would even be able to do that. Good morning, Michelle. How you doing, Johnny? Stan said, by the way, he said, one auction didn't go forward, parentheses, temporary stay because of squatters occupying the foreclosed property. File bankruptcy. Let the squatters file bankruptcy? Really? That's interesting. Regarding Patty, never ever go back to a past mistake. Learn from it, but don't repeat it. That's what Virgo Goddess said too. She said, you know better. Run! She's catfishing. She's broke. She's destitute. This is what Virgo Goddess said. She's broke. She's destitute. She may have trouble with the law, which isn't necessarily possible. I think Patty could have gotten herself into some bad trouble in the past. She's abusive. She's toxic. And this is a woman saying this I never met. She's saying it right out. And she says, in addition, you have prior experiences with her. This is also true. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna take Patty on this investment idea. I think it's a very alarm bells already starting to jingle jangle in my head before I even saw Virgo, the goddess's tarot reading for Virgo. I'm definitely not doing this. No. You think she's gonna want me to be doing YouTube videos? Well, it brings in the money. Oh, but we gotta find a way to bring in more money. We need more sponsors and advertising. You need to go out there and promote yourself better. You need to do this. I do need to do this. I do need to do that. Yes. Now, somebody said, so the back of my green screen is billboard space. That's an interesting idea. Except that kind of makes me wonder, who wants to buy on the back of my screen is billboard space? On a channel that's not even that big. I mean, it's I got 12 viewers on right now, but it's not even that big. Like, sponsors, like, even like local companies, they're going to want to, see their message get out to more people on a more nationalized platform. Not want someone with just 144 viewers at the end of a show. So Dunkin' Donuts, for example, or even Krispy Kreme, they were to buy the retail space in the back of my wall here, where the boats are. They're going to be like, okay, she only gets about 14, 16 people when she's live. And she's saying that she'll rent space on the back of her display for about $5 a show, but she only has 14 people. Then for business, so yeah, that's cheap, but only going to be supporting products that I know of personally. So Tim Hortons wouldn't count, because Tim Hortons, I never had their coffee. I have no idea what Tim Hortons food tastes like, for example, or Burger Bistro. Angie says, hey Michelle, all the other government ways that doctors will be on shortly. Okay, great. Excellent, Andrew. Hope to see you on. You come on here. You got the link, I think, by now, but just in case you don't. Yeah. Just post a general link to everybody. Anybody else want to come on the panel? Fill in the blank spots. But it's just interesting to think about how the universe works, just because of that reason. Virgo, the goddess, said the strong message was so strong. The very first few cards she pulled up, or I immediately saw Patty in them. So I said, oh shit, there we go. Even the spiritual realm don't want me involved with this person. Hi Craig, how you doing? Let's put it this way. Florida looks like Leroy Brown with a couple pieces gone. Okay? They have been basically ground down. Lots of property damage. Lots and lots of homeless people. Joe Biden has declared a federal emergency over the hurricane, which I'm surprised he did. Yeah. Let's get Craig on the panel. Actually, Craig, I just put the panel link above you, but I'll put it on to you directly so you can see it. Because I'm sorry I actually ended the show before you went live. Let's see if we can get Gianni on here too. And, so we'll see if you guys come on here. Get my fingers on the accept button. Oh, why don't we get Stan on here too? Because if Stan's free, I don't know if Stan's free, but this definitely would be kind of a good thing to bring up with Stan. The real estate situation. Because I'm just curious. How is this going to affect the real estate market in Florida? Not everybody, I think, is going to want to have the money to rebuild. After all, almost all insurance companies have deductibles of how much that you have to pay up front for the repairs. Some people may just decide to just basically sell and go for different places instead of rebuilding. Given the nature of the damage to Florida, that might be what I would do. If I was a Floridian and I saw the damage to my house or my mobile home or modular home as it was done, Stan, I like your driving videos about 4 months ago. You were driving and telling us whatever you... Oh, it's very cool. Yeah, I enjoyed those too. I'm hoping that Stan will come back to doing that because those were really kind of cool because they gave us a chance to see something more exciting than just me sitting in a chair. And, but, you know, at the same time, you know, so maybe Stan will come back and do those again. Maybe Stan will come back and do those again in the future. Because I think that they were awesome. Because people liked them. I liked them. So, please remember that, guys, tomorrow there will not be a morning show because I'll be going to the doctor's appointment. I do plan to do something after the show. I don't see Paul here. That's because you're on Top Chat. Oh. Maybe that's why. Let's see. Craig Sr. You know, that's a great question. Still don't see Paul here. Paul, happy Thursday to you. If you're watching this, you're having a good morning and that you slept well. Yeah. Well, you know, he was on the last night show. And it was, Michelle, aren't you going to Wendy's afterwards? Because that's the plan. I really like when you and Chris are live streaming. Oh yeah, that's the plan, Craig, to do that. We're going to do that. But I also have to go to Walmart too and get cat food for Rusty. So yeah, I'll bring the stand with us for the camera, and we can stream there. Now, the so now let's bring us to the next question while we're at it, which has to do with just that streaming. I did not upgrade my data plan on my MiFi yet. Stan says cannot come on panel today, leaving shortly for New Haven. Okay. So, do you want to go to the Renaissance Fair in Lebanon this weekend or next weekend? Now, for Harwinton, they open at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So, Ed wanted to know if you're picking him up on Friday, is what time are you going to be picking him up on Friday? So, what time are you going to be picking up Ed on Friday to go to the Harwinton Fair? If you want to put a reminder in my phone, that's fine. Just in case I forget. So, see. The Trump Division Show. Machine vision and robotics. And this one. You do this, man. Well, so that's me. Go to rewards. Trainworld.com. I gotta have to find a way to weed out some of the stuff. So, I'm main board. I gotta do a creative product testing survey. That will be a great when I goes to the fair. You'll have the whole place to yourself. You should go in your own bed and take it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock on Friday night. Long enough for Ed and Stan to get to do some fun stuff. Maybe go to their beer garden. Enjoy some guy things. And then if we can go to the Renaissance Fair next week after that, I'll try it. Because Ed's not going to want to go to the Renaissance Fair. You know this. I really don't have a lot of extra money to throw at doing trips and stuff this month until I get paid after the 7th from Patreon, which I don't even know how much money I'm gonna make this month. No, I don't have phones on now. It's not phones night. We did those last night. Yeah, so like I said, I depend on my patrons to help in the beginning of the month to help offset costs. And now, it's gonna maybe by next month or something I'll get paid for. Maybe in November for I'll get paid something so I can put it towards Christmas presents or something from YouTube. You know, you're asking for a lot, considering the fact is that we know the phones are a pain in my ass. Alright, let's see if I can get 8 phones up. The window. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to do a few calls. I'm not going to do tons of them, okay? Okay, let me switch over to the other screen so I can... Main donations, there we go. Don't really recommend doing phone calls. Don't really want to do them too much. Oh. Let's see, what are you... Oh. Auxiliary cable. Hey. I gotta turn the monitor off. Mistake. What's the smacked into in my head? Oh. Let's see. Oh. Got it. Yeah, I got it. This chair mat, because it was so cheap, is peeling apart on me. I'm actually gonna go down. You know what we should do? I should go down to a regular carpet store. Yeah, like the Dalene flooring that's sitting in Torrington, and get a piece of rug, wall-to-wall carpeting material, and just basically get a piece cut to put as a floor mat. This thing, maybe one with a piece of backing material in the top, because this one is just terrible. Ay, ay, ay. So I don't... Well, I can't see the screen, see how we're doing on the stats. Let's see. Doing pretty good. It's 14 people. Yeah. People, which isn't bad for a morning show. Just gonna go out there and get some. When I bought this mat on Amazon, I thought this mat was gonna be better than it was. But you know what? This mat is made terrible. Sometimes they give us rug ends for free. In other words, when they lay down a roll of carpet, sometimes there's the scraps left over from the job. They won't give you a leftover rug from, the rugs that they ripped out of houses. No. No. No way. No, I wouldn't get that. No, we could just go to Big Lots and get one there. Or even Staples and order one there. Yeah, could go either way. Absolutely. No leftover pizza. used rug from homes that they rip out is kind of like dealing with used mattresses. You're going to have potentially flea eggs. You're going to have roach eggs. You're going to have bedbug eggs. You're going to have God knows what eggs in there. You're going to have possibly cat vomit, dog vomit, cat pee, dog poop. No. Hell no. Let's not forget the cigarette smokers, their nicotine, and how they can make a rug stink to high hell. Yeah, it's just not practical to buy a kind of a rug. You know, one of the things that people don't realize is, look how far this camera swings out. Oh, wow, that's cool, dude. Yeah, it is kind of cool. Okay, but the thing is this side, because of the stupid pole. You think I forgot the pole? No, I didn't forget the pole. It's right there. See? Okay. Just seems like the more money I invest in the studio, it seems like the less money I'm getting out of it. Why is that? It's like, you spend, you go out there and say to somebody, gee, Michelle, hey, your studio's great. But, we don't want to donate to you anymore. Why? Then you need to get sponsors. Sponsors? I had a French company come to me to ask them to sponsor a product yesterday. They sent it to me in French. Sitting there chewing through that thing, trying to figure out what the hell they were offering. But I'll try. Kind of busy. I'll let you know. Okay. So the thing is that eventually I want to get this monitor upgraded too, because this is only 1080p. I said this is only 720p, and where is it? It's a cute little monitor. It's like, I keep the same size, 19-inch reach amount. Maybe something similar to the HP monitor. A newer generation, smaller desktop monitor that's not going to take up too much space. You can still have a good desktop environment. That's the way to go. You get the nice desktop, big monitor. When I say big monitor, I don't mean physically big in size. But I mean as big in screen real estate. Another 1080p, because the other one's 1080p. Get this as a 1080p, and then you'll have more room. But for right now, it works pretty good for what it is, so I can still see the chats. Funny thing was when I had some first time on the show, he didn't think the show was worth it because he didn't think it was making anything. And then he started to see that I was starting to bring in some revenue. And he said to me, he says, the only thing is I wish they would knock off about the elephant shit. He said, otherwise, I would have done more live shows if they stop with the elephant shit. Actually, it's funny you should use the term elephant shit. Because when an elephant poops, the amount of poo that they make is enormous. It's about the size of a load. It's about the size of a watermelon. It's really true. They really, really make poop that big. Yeah, I don't think it was to really necessarily stream that much. Maybe for Christmas you can dress the pole. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I consider trying to get this is cool because you can see here. Right here is where the screen is. See where my hand is coming into the picture here? Let me count it. This is where the interesting illusion, optical effects with the green screen. What do you have on your back? Blind pimple? Those drive me nuts. I got it. I took care of it. Yeah. Actually, they say it's not good to pop it. But, I just wanted to scratch my back. And, it was like this little scab. I just wanted this one. Are you swimming in the ocean? With an office chair in my back? I don't think so. No, this is a picture of how much the wind was blowing the ship sideways in Florida, over by Naples, Florida, during the hurricane. Kind of that's pretty scary to think about it. And these are not small little ships, and they're being blown sideways like that. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to think about how much, let's change this viewpoint. Let's go to a happy place. Okay, let's see. Happy place. Let's see. Let's go to a happy place. Let's switch this to another picture. Let's switch this to another picture. No. Not that one. I want to use that one, but let's change this picture. Let's change this picture to browse. I'm gonna browse my hard drives. I got plenty of images in the big drive I can use after I answer the phone. Go ahead. Oh, thanks a lot. Alright, so where was I? You were gonna see by changing the picture. Yeah, okay, so let's see. Let's go to something different. I have a lot of pictures in big downloads. Okay, so let me just change the thumbnail to view as a thumbnail icons. Alright, so let's find something here. Folders. Oh, okay. Kind of stupid, but below this one on there. Oh yeah, I like that one. There we go. Something different. Kind of a nice green screen with green flowers. This is from the news. This is from yesterday's. Hold on. Go ahead. I am wasting my time. 3 million people with no power. I think we had the same thing happen originally when Hurricane Sandy came through New York City. The funny thing is how fast that Florida power is getting those powers back up. Who the hell is calling from unknown and don't answer to hang up on me? Go ahead.
Quit fucking calling me.
What did they say about COVID Day? COVID Day. Let's COVID Day. Let's COVID Day. Okay. It says, Skunk Ape. Alright, you know what? For this kind of things like this advertising bullshit, just report that. Because that's spam. Just report that. It's not real people. This was much worse than Sandy. Yeah, I know that. I agree. This was much worse than Sandy. It's more like Katrina. Yeah, it's just like Katrina. This is Biden's Katrina. And, I just gotta admit that it does worry me. You know, a lot of people are gonna end up basically getting out of Florida after this. Because it's gonna cost them too much to rebuild. I'm going. Okay, hold on. I gotta get over that screen. Oh, wait. I got it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What is your problem and why do you keep calling me? You got a screw loose? Don't dial my fucking number again.
Does anybody know what that person said? Well, still in your sound bites. House markets are gonna crash down there. House markets are already crashing down there. Housing markets were being heavily inflated. Housing crash is already starting. And that's another thing that's people don't really think about. Is BlackRock bought a huge number of homes in Florida, and they bought a huge number of homes in Florida. Oh, that's good. Funny thing is that a lot of homeowners' insurance policies don't have flood insurance, In fact, the one apartment renter's insurance from Lemonade I looked at did not have flood insurance in it. But you could get it added in, and I did. 320,000. So what are you gonna buy for 320,000? In and out, the market is booming. Yeah, well, Federal Reserve's interest hikes are going to kind of sour people's idea of getting a mortgage. Flood is a separate policy. Okay. Because, however, the same interest rate hikes are also great for savings accounts. Maybe 401ks, because people are going to be encouraged to put more money aside. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah?
Who is this? Why you keep calling me?
I'm not calling you, you call me.
No, you called me.
Goodbye. Okay. Yeah, I know. Let's just turn the damn phones off. As I said, I don't do the phone calls on the morning show on a regular basis. Yeah, so homeowners insurance is the way to go. But the one thing that if your insurance doesn't cover flooding, then I'll see, some people think just because you have homeowners insurance is going to cover flooding. It doesn't. Unless your policy specifically was written to have that. A lot of people don't know this. They don't look into their policy. I don't like to be rude to callers, necessarily. It's just not my thing. I don't like being rude to people. I mean, I'm not saying I can't be rude. I'm just saying it's just not my thing. If you know what I mean by that. Yeah, well, how about a basement, first floor, and second floor full of water? How does that beat your basement full of water? All 3 floors of your house are flooded out. All the things you've collected over years, photographs, furniture, electronics, important documents, birth certificates, wedding certificates, baptismal certificates, of course the deed, the title, and the mortgage paperwork's all soaking wet. Gonna get all full of mold and mildew. Okay. $800 a year for flood insurance. It's not really bad. But I mean, it depends on where you live, I guess. I mean, if you live like where I live, which is about 700 feet above sea level, you probably would say, well, you're not going to likely get a hurricane flooding you out. But at the same time, you're right next to the Mad River, so, you know, you could still get flooded out because if that coffer dam goes, then your building would be underwater. But how many people in Florida even had the money for that? For example, whatever happened to Bimbo Barbarella? She was on Kermit and Friends on Sunday. She's down by there. It looks like she was living in a mobile home. The question is how did Bimbo fare? Because the fact is that, most mobile homes in Florida are everywhere, but they're not necessarily always anchored down, even though they are supposed to be. I collected 2 times. Okay. Was that from the National Flood Insurance? Or was that by a separate underwriter? Well, I really don't know how people are going to fare FEMA flood insurance. Okay. Yeah. What state do you live in anyway? Skunk Ape, what state do you live in? The insurance policy from Lemonade I was going to buy for Renters Insurance with the additional coverages I wanted added to it wasn't that expensive. It was like $19 a month. I was like, oh, that's not bad. $19 a month for Renters Insurance. But unfortunately, with all the crazy stuff going on with the economy, it's like I don't know if I can afford that. So I had to turn it down because even though it looked like a good quote and everything, so it was $16 a month. Okay, sorry. And I thought it was a pretty good deal. The thing was, I'm not been getting any donations. Just leave it at that right now. Yeah, Southern State. I don't know. What is the state of Florida or Louisiana? Or Texas, for that matter. Remember when FEMA gave all those drug dealers FEMA money during Hurricane Katrina? No, but I remember FEMA was having people living in mobile homes that were full of formaldehyde that were rush built to meet the needs for people to live in those FEMA campers. Don't you need hurricane insurance? You don't get hurricane. We do get them once in a great while, Dave. They're not a regular thing. However, flooding, is not a regular thing either. Well, I am living right next to a river called the Mad River, so theoretically, if there ever was a flood, like I said, if the coffer dam ever breaks, the water would be up to my, because I'm on the third floor, it would probably be up to the second floor of the building. My stuff might be high and dry, but doesn't mean that everybody else is going to be happy. So, yeah. You really see, you men say you don't need insurance. Oh, Dave, how wrong you are. You think? Let me explain why I say that. I got a lot of stuff here. Okay, you got the studio, we got all the electronics, we have all this. This is not covered under the landlord's homeowner's insurance here. Okay, this electronics, you know, costs a lot of money to replace. If I had to replace this entire studio from scratch, I could tell you it would cost a lot of pretty pennies. No, wouldn't do that. That's called insurance fraud. Wouldn't get insurance to do insurance fraud. I have a fan who robbed his own house. Okay. If it costs less than the deductibles, what's the point? Well, I never had all my gear appraised. But the deductible was like $3,000. You know, I probably got, you know, a lot of stuff is older equipment, but it's true. But still, it's, if I was to get the insurance, if I was to sign up for it, I didn't sign up for it yet. It would be to. I had a glue. Actually, the premium went higher because the fact is I have a roommate. If I didn't have a roommate, my premium would be lower. Same is true with medical insurance. Trust me, that's a real scam for you. That's one of the reasons why doctors charge so damn much. It's because they know the insurance is going to pay for it. You know, they have plastic surgery insurance too. Or actually, it's more like prepaid for plastic surgery. You can get an insurance plan. It's like a medical plan that specifically covers plastic surgery costs. So if you wanted to get plastic surgery, you know, you pay a monthly premium you still got to stick with a deductible, but you pay a monthly premium, and they will pay for the balance of the procedures. Same thing with dental insurance. So, but your monthly premium isn't exactly cheap. What the way it works, $3,000. I don't have any single item that's worth over $3,000. But maybe combine my entire estate. It's probably worth about $8,000 to $10,000. That's the reality. I don't have a tremendous amount of stuff. But still, it was a $50,000 policy. Including some one-of-a-kind furniture my dad made me when I was in high school. Like the desk in the bedroom was something my dad custom made me in high school. There used to be a hutch on the top that I don't have anymore because we ended up leaving it behind over at Fred Richards because we had no way to put it. But we had a hutch on the top, which was kind of cool. The desk itself, the bottom part of the desk is still in the bedroom. I kind of would like to rebuild the hutch that went on the top of it. It ended up becoming firewood. It wasn't very fancy, but it was pretty nice for when we had it because you could store books and stuff on there, and unfortunately, my dad's construction techniques are not exactly the most solid. It's what they call minimalist construction. You can see the same thing in my stereo cabinet, which is built kind of similar to the hutch. That is, it's instead of having little blocks or reinforcements and bracers, it's just got lap joints put together, and then it depends on the back of the frame to hold the whole thing together and make it rigid, which is fine as long as you don't lose the back of the cabinet. So I would do is if I was to rebuild it, I would definitely would have put in blocking bracing inside to provide a little more rigidity. I mean, maybe like wooden triangles or something. But I still got the stereo cabinet, and it's my dad made it for me. God rest his soul. You know, he really believed in his craft. You know, he really worked on it to make awesome furniture. It was his passion. You know, he used to do it because he loved to do it. Not too many people can say you can walk around with a piece of furniture that's solid oak. Solid oak made out of flooring. Solid oak strip flooring from leftover from scrap from houses. My dad would lay floors. He would take all the scrap lumber, bring it home. We had maple, we had pine, we had oak, we had walnut. Oh yeah, we had it all in the basement, baby. All the favorite hardwoods. I always liked white maple. I thought white maple was the cutest of all. But either way, that's what my dad would do. He'd make cabinets and things like that. My dad even made me a custom Commodore 64 computer stand, which, if you look at it, say in the 21st century perspective, it was pretty primitive. It was made out of plywood, scrap plywood. It was painted. It was white. It wasn't very fancy. In some ways, someone could use it almost like a little cubby hole pocket to store stuff in. If we didn't have a hole in the back for the cord to go through for the computer. It was really, really cool. And I think it still exists in my parents' house today. I don't know. I haven't been up there in a long time. But maybe if I go up there for Thanksgiving or something or whatever, maybe I will go and see if I can find some of the stuff. Or maybe I might even do a video showing you what remains of my workshop in my dad's, which is a sub shop to my dad's workshop in the basement. Of course, I'm sure right now it's full of junk. But it's another thing that's interesting is I had a lot of knickknacks and create stuff as a kid. And a lot of cool stuff. So, yeah, just interesting technology and stuff that I had built up and collected over the years. Stuff like that's in my apartment. Not necessarily stuff you buy from IKEA or, Wayfair or Pilgrim Furniture or Levitt's. Just everyday stuff that you collect that is one of a kind, that don't necessarily have, or definitely with the non-fungible transfers, unique transfers. No, one of a kinds. You're not going to be able to replace those because those are the ones that may have to give you a sign of cash value to. That's one of the reasons why, one of the things about the lemonade policy, they asked me if do you want fine art coverage? Well, what would we consider fine art? Considering the fact is that, one, I don't have any Monets or Picassos or Da Vinci paintings. I don't have anything like that. I don't have any anything like that, or any fancier, high quality, custom made phone cases or anything like that. What do you have that's worth $3,000? Like I said, a lot of the stuff I had that's probably over $3,000 is probably not even anything that some people would even consider more than worth $100. But were custom made and has sentimental value. This desk only ain't no $3,000. I mean, this desk came out of the tip. this desk came out of the tip I'm using. It's bent up the metal, the frame. It's got spot welds that have seriously broken. It's bent. It looks like a bit of almost like a piece of humanist art, if anything. Get out of here. Get out of here. Take your slutty advertisement and go elsewhere. Go elsewhere, you dirty fuck. Go elsewhere. Get out of here. I don't want to deal with your smut ads. Thank you. That's just an interesting thing. You know? Let's not bring up my telephone system. Okay, I know. It's a Merlin Legend Release 7 phone system. And it's certainly not super advanced. It's not the newest, latest, greatest hybrid phone system with voice over IP and analog support. It doesn't have a lot of the extra doodads and geegaws on it. But, it's still, I bought that and started putting it together years ago, and I got now where I want it. With lots of extra capacity for lots of expansion. Right, exactly. Financially, it probably doesn't have a lot of value, but so how do you push? How do you protect that? You can't. Okay, it's the same thing when you deal with what's going on in Florida, right? I mean, you got people that have lost photographs, family heirlooms, family memories by floodwater damage. If they're lucky, some of the stuff may be salvageable. Most of it probably will not be. How do you replace that? How do you replace all the lost photographs of loved ones that passed away? How do you replace some of the beautiful... I mean, yes, in some ways, some people would say definitely wouldn't be important. Is what I meant of all the beautiful artwork that your son or your daughter did in school. Some parents actually save that stuff. Not everybody, but some do. What do you do when you lose the picture of, say, you shot at your son or daughter's graduation party back in 1986 or 1987 when they graduated, when you don't even have it as a digital copy anywhere? Or even bring it home. What about if you do have digital photos? What if you do if your hard drive was totally sabotaged, totally decimated by rain, water getting into the hard drive mechanism, into the PC boards, the computer's totally shot? And it's going to take someone like Lewis Rossman or even iPad Rehab is going to take time to recover your data out of those computers because of the flood damage. That's the reality of what's going on right now with Florida, is that people have lost things because of the electronic age. Those things hold memories. What about your videotape collection? Let's say, for example, you had, like I said, you do the whole movies of, on digital, high 8 tape or digital 8 or high 8 tape of your son's graduation or your first daughter's birthday cake, and all of a sudden those are gone because the tape is all full of mold, and now you have to figure out how you're going to restore all those tapes. Or even if you could get the tapes restored, the machine that plays them is destroyed. A bunch of sentimental value. It wasn't important enough to digitize. Some people don't think about that. You have to think about that. Not everybody thinks about the digitalization process of storing the stuff on the cloud. We talked about the cloud on the show a couple times. So let me just remind you. Who owns your cloud storage? Who owns the servers that the cloud is stored on? It's not you. Let's say your cloud storage company basically goes bankrupt or sells everything and then closes shop. And you didn't manage to get everything out of your storage locker. Like Mega. What happened to Mega a couple years ago? I know Mega was something that wasn't very honest above the within the legal standing in some areas, but still people did store a lot of private stuff in Mega that weren't necessarily illegal. Or let's say, for example, a company of a better reputation, say Carbonite. Let's say Carbonite decides to sell out to another company, and then they discontinue the service. Again, everything's gone. You don't have access to it. You don't have access to the hard drive. You don't have access to the tapes. It's gone forever. That's, again, you could say, well, I backs up on the cloud. Great. Where else did you put a backup copy? We use the internet now for so many things. What's going to happen if we have another 1859 Carrington event? What's going to happen to the internet if we have a major Carrington type event storm come through again? I don't need to tell you. The internet would be forever damaged. I mean, some pockets of it might still remain somewhere, but it's like the old expression, you can't get there from here, Oh, your stuff is stored in London, but you live in Connecticut. But we don't have the backhaul to London anymore. So you can't get your stuff from London anymore because the backhaul's gone. Then what? How you doing, Krista? Person on the phone says, "Don't call my number again. You got to screw loose." Well, who the heck was that person? It's a scam. That's Krista. That's a setup call. I don't know who did that, but anyway, that's a different story. Okay. So the new prime minister destroyed the value of the pound. I think the pound was already kind of becoming depreciating already. I don't think she's planning to destroy the value of the pound. I think that the pound will recover. That's what I'm thinking. how much damage has bited into the dollar? Quite a bit. How about Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve? What is he doing to that dollar? He's not doing any better, is he? Some of this stuff's all political wrangling. That's what it comes down to. It's just a whole bunch of ones and zeros, a bunch of these people coming up with these ideas. What the arbitrary value with this money is based on what they see around them. That's what the futures market's all about. It's based on what they think's going to happen, based on what they see is happening. Gee, I can play the futures market too. Let's see what's going to happen. Okay? Number 1, Florida is fucked. That's it. Real estate in Florida is literally underwater. It was highly overinvested. The market was sold way above what the houses were worth. Quick sales, people got out in the market. Big companies like BlackRock swooped and bought up huge tracts of developments. And now those communities are literally underwater. How much money is BlackRock going to lose? How about the private landlords? What about the private landlords? How much is the private landlords going to lose? A lot. A lot. Now, let's talk about the other things in reality. What's going to happen to the economy of the state? Of Florida, since the citrus crops have been damaged too. And other exports from Florida. It's going to knock the value of the state's gross domestic product down quite a bit. Because the amount of exports is going to drop. Because obviously with the citrus crop damage, the tourism damage, the tourist rate, even Disney World suffered. Disney World didn't exactly totally fare as bad as some places did. Because Disney World was built to tolerate hurricanes. But I don't think Disney World exactly totally got out of this unscathed, even though they're in Orlando, Florida, which is more in the center of the state. Just, you gotta keep that in mind. The thing is, the people who play the futures market are people who think that they have an idea what the market's going to hold. In some ways, it's a gamble. You go out there, you're playing the futures market like some people play blackjack. They think they can read the cards. They think they know what the cards are going to say. So they go ahead and say, I'm going to call or I'm going to fold. Or they're going to raise. And they base their decisions on what they think, and they look at the other faces around the table to see what the other faces at the table are telling them. The idea is to keep your face totally, unreadable. Because the reason is that you want to have what they call a poker face, because you don't want the other guy to read you to see that you basically got nothing but basically only a three of a kind, say 3 threes, and you can see the guy over there smiling like a Cheshire cat, because he's got 4 aces. You're not gonna call on the guy there that has the 4 aces, are you? Of course not, because you know he's gonna beat you, especially if you got a full house. Okay. he's got 4 aces and you got a full house. 4 of a kind of aces. Holy crap! You're gonna go out there and you'll be lucky enough in that case if you're a card player, you might want to seriously go for this fold. You might just want to fold and say, "Screw that! I'm not gonna go out there and do this. This stuff. This is not. That's just what it comes down to." Hi, Andrew. Why don't you come on the panel if you feel up to it now? Okay. Okay. So the futures market is like betting. It's like playing blackjack at a casino, or even among friends around a small little card table. You're hoping that you're gonna beat the house. You're hoping that you're gonna beat the other guy. You see the one player's big stack of chips, and you're going, "Damn, I want that stack of chips." Okay, let's see. However, the guy is smiling like a pugilist, like an idiot, like he knows he's got the perfect set of hand in his hand. And I know if I go ahead and I call him, that he knows that I'm knowing that more than likely I'm going to lose. That's what the problem with the stock market. It's the same thing. I can raise you, I can call you, or I can fold. And basically, it's what the futures market is. Same thing. Just involving a lot more money. So the investors that went into the futures market in Florida said, "Florida's where it's at, man. Everybody's investing in Florida right now because Florida's where it's at, because that's where everybody's migrating to." Oh, yeah, you get those occasional pesky hurricanes. Yeah, well, one of these hurricanes decided he has had enough of that and decided to destroy entire communities. Needing a better risk, Michelle, I had to get an emergency doctor's appointment after work. The stomach flared up again. They say it's gastritis. So I'm on codeine and Phylisec. They're sorting out some... Okay. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, that's also one of the areas that Virgo controls as part of the digestive system. Yeah, I got stomach problems too. Nothing too bad. My digestive system is it can be a wild roller coaster, just putting it bluntly. One day you're regular, the next day you're clogged up, and then the day after that, all of a sudden you're having explosive sessions, and yeah, not good. So, what does it tell you? Not much. So why would you want to invest in the future market? Because they're saying is there's money to be made in it. Really? If there's money to be made in the future market, then why are are people investing in it? Because it's a way to get rich quick if you're lucky. If you play your virtual cards right, you can come home with a windfall. Or you can come home like the Five of Pentacles, not wearing nothing but rags. That's the reality of it. BlackRock and other real estate investors, in the case of Florida, were playing against the house. In this case, the house is owned by Mother God and Father God. And they decided to call their bluff. Thus, they sent Ian in to basically clean the table and raise the stakes. A lot of investors are not gonna come back to that again. You're right. The future does not look good. You got your evangelical Christians who are singing, "Oh, the rapture's coming, hallelujah, the rapture's coming, we're in the times of tribulation, hallelujah." Yeah, well, maybe that's true, but I think Donald Trump was the last good times we had, the last hurrah. If we don't get Trump back in there again, and if we don't get him, because he did not run for 2 consecutive terms, he can run for 8 years. I personally, I don't know what I'd want to have Donald Trump in office for 8 years, but I mean, he could theoretically be there for 8 years. Because he ran for a term, then he wasn't in for a term, so then theoretically he could run for 2 terms. So, at this point, and I think we need to get a president in there that is going to fix the problems that have been brought on us by the Democrats. That's the reality. The Democrats have not helped this country's economy. They have done a lot of harm to this country. And now whoever's getting into office is going to fix all that. November election Tuesday's coming up. If you are not registered to vote, if you can get down to the register to vote, get your butts down there to the registration and get your voting in. Get yourself registered to vote if you're not registered. Go out there and vote. Now, election Tuesday is Tuesday. And if I have to, I'm going to have to walk up to Pearson. I'm going to have to remember how to get to Pearson School and vote. Even if it makes my friggin' walker wheels basically wear out, I've got no choice. I have to go to the polls. We need to vote these bad people out of office. Because just like Andrew said, indeed, Dab, dealing with what the gas bills are going to be like come winter, treading. Oh, yeah. I get it, Andrew. I get it. And I agree with you. Let's make America hopeful again. Let's restore American pride. We do. It's the Pearson School. It's the Pearson School. It's my voting area. Unless I can get a ride with one of the Republicans when they actually offer people transportation to the polls, they usually do. So you can go. Let's see. You can go up Benton or Crescent. Yeah. Okay. I think I know how to get there. It's not really too hard to do. Right. Just like Scotland needs to work on getting their own people mobilized on the local level. Nicholas Sturgeon may not be from the Scottish National Independence Party, may not be able to get their Scottish independence right now. But the UK is a unit. It's like what the United States is. You guys are small enough that your government does work better than ours does. It's not as dysfunctional. Not saying you don't have problems, you do, because every other countries have problems. I don't think there's any government that doesn't have problems. And I mean, is the United States government is just so big that everything gets lost in translation between the different levels. Craig Sr. said, Michelle, I damn sure am registered to vote. I vote every year and will be voting for Donald Trump and the Republicans across the board. Yes, same here. Long Island is basically 90% Republican. Yeah, Litchfield County is 90% Republican. The strongest in Litchfield County that has the most Democrats is Torrington. In fact, we're so Republican, we don't even have a Democrat campaign office in Winston. Okay, that's like a Republican Party. I don't think we need any more mods. I think we got enough of them. Right now, the other thing too, if I was president of the United States, I had to come in, and I was voted in. I'm sure Donald Trump is going to do the same thing. He's going to take every single executive order that Joe Biden has signed in to rescind his executive orders, and he's going to invalidate every single one of them. And he's going to definitely throw out those that definitely don't work. And say, that's garbage. That's garbage. That one doesn't work. We're going to get rid of that one. That's garbage. This one could maybe be salvaged, but this one needs to be changed. So put that in the maybe I'll keep it pile. That over there, removing of the wall, that's garbage. We're going to finish that wall. I only got a small piece of it left anyway. Craig says, Andrew, always good to see my friend. Andrew, always good to hear your voice. It's so calming to me. Don't worry about your decibels. I'm buying an electric blanket from my bed and turning the heat off. Oh boy, oh boy. What is it with these smut sites? Chat was hidden by Andrew S. Message deleted by Andrew S. Okay. And what's it? Spam. Well, you must be getting something right when you got garbage like that. Best adult dating site. Okay, but I won't be on until the afternoon. We will have a tomorrow night show at 9 o'clock Eastern time. Because tomorrow's Friday night, so that's 9 o'clock. It's going to be Saturday night, 9 o'clock as well. And then I'll be with Krista at lunch in the afternoon after my psych appointment. So there won't be a morning show because of that reason. Because I'll be at the doctor's office. So you'll be seeing me in the afternoon with Krista, more than likely at Wendy's, enjoying my square cheeseburgers. I and drinking my nice, delicious vanilla or chocolate frosties. I actually do like the chocolate ones. The vanilla ones are good too. I actually kind of like both. But I'm going to have to take some money out of my checking account tomorrow. I'm sorry, out of my savings account. Because of the loss of donations. I'm going to have to take some money out of my savings account. I hope it goes well too. Oh, by the way, we do have at least some revenue coming in for this month. We're still bringing in revenue, just that's more from advertising than anything. But it is still coming in. Advertising revenue is still coming in. If it wasn't for the advertising revenue, I would have been screwed. Just give me a quick hot shot here. Audience is on the rise. Revenue is slowly going up because of the advertising. September, right now, we're currently at $37.26. That's it. $37.26. And that's until the end of the month of September. So I'm lucky I can get up to 50. And then October, maybe I can get another 50. And then November, I can get paid. Let's see, the reason we're here to help. What's this from? Something tips for you. Okay. Voiceover customers need. This is the reason I don't recommend voice over IP for anybody. Voice over IP customers need to know your Frontier voice over IP Internet Protocol phone service includes 911 service that will not function without electrical or battery backup power. If there's a power outage, you might not be able to make calls, and you should make sure that you have a functioning battery backup for the residential gateway or the optical network terminal, or an alternative means of calling for 911. Okay. Well, first of all, that's the reason I'm going to point out to you I don't like voice over IP. Because voice over IP is too dependent on debt relief, for sale, discount. Mini DVI to HDMI adapters. I bought one of those. Got some fun goodies today from seeing some companies I would like to buy stuff from. We find gadgets. Okay. So, Skynet, boring. Long Island does not have any vote by mail at all. They do not accept it. Okay. What pisses me off is that the wall is paid for. The taxpayers in the United States paid for the wall, and that's straight up from. It's true, they did. The money was already allocated, the materials are already there. Sounds good, Michelle. We'll be there, says Andrew. Oh, forget about your appointments. Craig Sr. said, Michelle, I belong to the Republican Club of the Kiwanis Club. And I actually worked on the polls in our school district. I make sure everything is on the up and no register, no votes. Okay, no register, no vote. Okay. Long Island does not have any vote by mail. Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. Michelle has almost not ever had power. Yet. Has almost never had power less yet. For sure, let's not fundraise now we don't get cable. Yes, exactly, Tiger Kitty. Exactly. In other words, Michelle's internet is being sabotaged. Michelle's internet was being sabotaged, and that's the reason. It's not her internet is, pristine. I mean, Michelle could easily stream 1080p on this. Not if I'm doing panels, though. No, you could do 1080p, though. I have done 1080p. But, right now we're just streaming at standard 640 by 360 because that's fine for most people. They don't usually have a problem with that. I mean, yeah, I'm playing the truck game. I might go for 720p, but that's just to let people to read the gauges. Skynet, that's fine. You have a job. You have money coming in. You have a regular income. You can choose whatever you want to use, okay? Nothing wrong with that. But, I wish Winston had SDSL instead. Symmetrical digital subscriber line. That means it's the same rate going up and the same rate going down. That would have been nicer because for streaming, because with a 25 megabits per second going down, you would also have 25 megabits per second going up. Even if they said, all right, we'll give you 1212, 12 megabits per second going up to 12 megabits per second going down. Heck, I would take that. That'd be better than what I got, but it's not what I got, so. How is this show? Yeah. Right now, most of my revenue's coming in from the advertising. So, guess what? We need to stick some more ads in here, make some more revenue. Yay. Let's click on the nuclear option. Boom. Yep. Yeah, okay, click some ads in. So what revenue I got coming in right now. Oh, yeah, there's some donations that come in, like Craig donates and other people donate. That does help. The last Republican Club meeting we went to or hired 20 Hampton Jittery buses so that there was no excuse for seniors not to get to the polls. And we also offer food on the bus, sandwiches, drinks, etc. Of course you did. Oh yeah. Here's another one. And another one. And another one. That's enough of that, Michelle. No. Don't go crazy with the ads. Night show is at 9 o'clock. Yeah, the night show's tonight at 9 o'clock for Friday and Saturday. Because people wanted 9 o'clock on Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday will be 9 o'clock. And we had a short impromptu show last night too. Now, let me ask you a question. And this is, as I said, this is going to be one of those things that YouTube is going to hate me for. But I'm going to throw this out here. Isn't it funny that the Democrats keep saying that they don't want to have the people have to show voter ID to register to vote at the polls, or they don't want people to register to vote, and they just want people to just walk in off the street to go vote in the polls, despite the Constitution says it's very clear in who are to be registered to vote. And at the same time, during the COVID-19 issues, they were sending out all these absentee ballots just to anybody who asks for one. All of a sudden, you got a whole stack of absentee ballots being dragged out from underneath tables, like in Michigan, of people they didn't even recognize. And they were just basically filling up ballots and running through scanners and all this. And they're not even registered. They couldn't even prove that those were real votes. They were just, it was fraud all over the place. So how are you supposed to protect the American protected right of a fair election when you got the Democrats that use COVID-19 as an excuse to totally mess it up? That's what I'm frustrated about. Damn this person, whoever they are. Damn them to hell. Damn this person to hell. Who is this smut site? Why are they keep coming on here? I blocked them. I'm filling up my entire block list with this spam smut site. Yeah, I know it's a bot. I get that. It's like, why do they think? Why do they? Okay, you know you must be popular if you got smut bot like I said showing up. They're not gonna run a smut bot on a site and it only has like 5 people. And obviously they think I'm important enough. That's why they're running it here. The thing is at the same time, it's like, what do they get out of this? Yes, that's a good question. What did they get out of it? I'll tell you what did they get out of it. Number one, the minute you log on that website, the minute you click on that page, guess what they get? They get your IP address. Your private IP address. And this is where you need a VPN. Tunnel Bear will protect you as long as you're using your VPN. When you click on a smut site like this, they get the VPN address, not your real address, which means that they can't start the botnets on your computer, and that's exactly what they do. They're running a botnet on your computer. You run Windows, all of a sudden they install malware, they install Trojans, they install kinds of nasty shit, and then all of a sudden they take over your computer's hijacked, and it's sending out more of the same old shit to them. And so, because if you happen to not use a VPN, they also know your private IP address. And that's one of the reasons I try really hard. Everybody, how you doing? Come on up here, kitty. What are you looking at? Oh. Yeah. I'm gonna tuck the keyboard under the way. That's exactly what they do. That's how they get your private IP addresses. There are no mailing allowed on Long Island. No mailing. That might be. That might be exactly how it is invariably clicking on these things. And then that's how my IP address ended up on some accessible to somebody on the darknet. Because they realize that once they have your number, it's like having your personal phone number. They know how to now reach you and how to exploit you and hurt you. That's what they're doing. It's not an accident. It's not an accident. It's on purpose. Yeah, it's on purpose. They know it. Come on, Rusty. Get your tail out of my face. Let me get Rusty Cam on. I'll get Rusty Cam on so the Rusty Cat can be seen on camera. We all need a Rusty Cat today. Yeah, he's looking at me. He said, hurry up, get me on camera now. I'm impatient. I know you're impatient. All right. Oh, at least I get to do this. Smack. Smack. I'm used to being camera. Oh, sniff, sniff, sniff. Oh, a new monitor. Yeah. No. Jesus. Yeah. All right. There's Rusty Cat. Yeah. So, Big Cat. Yeah. Gotta have my kitty. Gotta have my kitty cat. Alright. Just, like I said, it's just an example of how they get access to information. And people fall for it all the time. People fall for it because they don't think it matters. Oh, gee, I just signed up for this site that said I had the ability to win about £1 million. Wonderful. Did you also realize you just gave your IP address away? How does that matter? Yeah, that's why I would delete. Right, exactly. Thanks, Greg. Well, thank you very much. And then subbed up to Skynet. Don't you know what that kind of bot tiger thinks? Just irritates me to no end that people fall for that. So yes, I still think it's important to have that have security, be wise, and not fall for that bullshit story. I keep trying to. That's the only thing with this monitor that I still hate. You got this power switch. It's like right there, right on the base of the monitor. So we're trying to adjust the monitor. I'm always constantly missing it. So how can you fix the problem? Well, one way you can fix it is to install your own firewall. And on your own firewall, running Linux, run your own in-house VPN and or sign up for a VPN service. So that any computer that's going to access your internet is going to go through your firewall and your VPN by default, thus protecting you. The problem with that is that means having another computer, even if it's a Raspberry Pi, and you can use a Raspberry Pi to do this, but you're going to need two network interfaces. One interface goes to your modem from your cable company or from your ADSL, and the other Ethernet connection goes to your in-house Ethernet connection. And then you don't give out the username and password to the cable or ADSL router to anybody. That stays completely under your belt, and then all the connections would go through your in-house router, through your Raspberry Pi or other small computer, and then go out to the internet. And on that, you can use an OpenVPN, which Tunnel Bears are a proud supporter of, which means that now your packets are being safely protected. So it's going to cost money. It's a little too late for that. Damage has already been done. Damage has already been done. But for new future internet connections, especially before you start setting up a whole house LAN that's going to be used for other people, that's when you need to basically enforce this. So it's going to cost money. It's not going to be free. It's not going to be free. But you can get an inexpensive old 486 Pentium machine laying around, ITX form factor. Maybe install an SSD because it's not going to need much storage. Unless you're going to be setting up a caching web server to cache all your IP addresses and stuff from websites, which is certainly an option to prevent having to hit your main IP's web server much. To limit traffic. That's the second thing you can do to make the internet faster, is if you run your own cache IP server, is that you don't have to keep asking your ISP for every single internet connection. Most modern computers today have that feature built in. And it will save you time. Okay, second thing is, like I said, is make sure that nobody gets on the internet barefoot. In this case, nobody goes out there without a firewall. No one goes out there running Windows of any flavor. Especially any Windows that doesn't have firewall support enabled. The minute someone tries to run Windows without firewall support enabled, you should immediately shut them down. Right out front. And you can do a test on that. If you can access certain web services that should not be accessible from the web, then immediately you remove that account from your system's accessibility and say, sorry, I'm not working with you. There, problem solved. You have no firewall services. I'm not going to babysit you. But that's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. No, it has nothing to do with ad. This is for me. Craig says, Michelle, it was raining out by the school when we vote, which is only about 10 blocks away. It is the elementary school. I bring my motor home with plenty of copies, and nobody has to get wet while we're waiting. Yeah, it's about. I would say it's a little closer than 10 blocks, but it's not that close. I would say maybe our voting district is about 5 blocks away. Because what you do is you can go up Chestnut. Walnut. Get over to Oak. Walk up Oak, which is by Ventnor. Then walk up Ventnor, and then right there, the intersection of Ventnor and Beach Street is the high school. I mean elementary school where the voting is done. I do hope it's not going to be wet. If I can get a ride that day, I definitely would take that ride. I don't think she would be interested. She definitely would say he has a fixation problem. But that turns out to be kind of common with Taurus anyway, according to Zodiac Talks. And I think Zodiac Talks is right, because I think what they're describing is Ed to a T. Collection of sentimental baubles, paintings, pictures, toy trains, whatever. Look, I have stuffed animal collection, okay? But I don't exactly go out there and constantly buy them on eBay. Oh, I gotta have this one, I gotta have that one. I have not bought a stuffed animal on eBay. I did find one of my little tigers that was on the floor, but I didn't buy this one. This is one of my little toy tigers. It's got little cat hair on it. Unfortunately. Poor little kitty. Aww. Cute little Bengal tiger. But I control the snow. Can you control the weather? I can control the weather, but not in November. That's not my season. That doesn't start until December 21st. That's the auto storage job. And I'm still gonna go out and vote no matter what. I'm gonna go out and vote. That's the key. Get your butts to the poll and vote like your life depends on it, because like Donald Trump told you and he was right, it does. Get to the polls and stand up and use your American right to vote the bums out. If you don't vote, you have no right to complain when the shit hits the fan, and it is. It is. You are claiming you could. For instance, okay. No, I didn't. I told her my season's not until Yule. Well, anyway, it's getting close to time to get ready to wrap it up. Well, right now we still got 10 people on. Yeah, we do. Just like you guys, I like to have people on my panel too, but clearly we don't have people on the panel today. So it kind of makes it harder. So, all right, guys, listen. Here's the deal. Just a reminder again. Tomorrow. Yeah. Anyway, the point is, yes, he is busy. Let me just remind you guys. Friday, there will be no morning show because I'll be at the doctor's. I want to try to have something for lunchtime with Krista. Number 2 is that we are going to have a Friday night show at 9 o'clock, a Saturday night show at 9 o'clock. Of course, we have the Saturday morning show at 10 a.m. So, everybody, I want to say thank you very much for coming today. Please don't forget to share out the show to everybody, because we all know that this show, is to me and to other people, this is a big deal. This is the big show. This is a big show. Everybody loves the show. Well, at least most people do anyway. And don't forget to share these out with everybody else. Let people know about us. We get a lot of replays. We get a lot of replays on the shows. And that tells me something. That says that people do enjoy them because they come back in. Stay out of trouble. Watch your budget. Tomorrow's also the 30th. So, a lot of people on fixed incomes. Tomorrow, Friday, SSI. Saturday will be second. First. Second is SSI. Third is when I get paid this Monday. So, unfortunately, I don't get paid until the 3rd. But, it's still, get your bills in order, get your budget printed, get your everything organized, and continue to pray for those in Florida, okay? They need your big prayers. They absolutely need your big prayers in Florida right now, okay? If you can help them out somehow, if you're in the area, and you can give them a helping hand during cleanup or whatever in Florida, please do if you can. Any help that you can give will be greatly appreciated for people in Florida. Alright, guys, stay out of trouble. I'll see you in the morning. Yeah, and we probably will be getting some trucking in today. Yeah, why not? We'll see what we can do. Alright, guys, talk to you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. This is like a 16-inch grinder. Hope you're hungry because you're going to be eating a lot of it. No. I don't need them. Why would I want to have to put money
Well,
into
I know you don't need it. Well, because you might want big whoppers.
These are the real deal, baby. These are real.
But you wouldn't want, you've seen Rosie. I mean, they're massive.
I know. But then again, we also see, like, other people that got those things. What happens is after you get to be a certain age, everything sags. And of course, we have the tools of trade, the fame, the calendar, the clapper. Let's call the spirits back real quick.
Gauntlet 1. Versus. Fight.
how we take care of those pests.
Ow! Oh, that's gonna hurt. Alright. And thank you very much for watching. Stay out of trouble, guys. I will see you tomorrow morning, normal time. Yep. Okay.